Stugotz here for Upside.com. I've been talking a lot about Upside.com, telling you it will save your company big on business travel and that you'll get a big gift card every trip you buy. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, in less than 2 minutes, they gave me a few awesome choices on United and American for flights to Chicago that work for me and a bunch of big-name hotels. The first option got me a $200 gift card and saved the company nearly $400. Then they showed me options for a flight an hour earlier or a stay at the same kind of hotel down the block. I'd get even more in gift cards, and the trip cost the company even less. Taking a business trip? You'd be crazy not to use Upside. Upside's the real deal. Got me a gift card for $200. Trust me, go to Upside.com today. Plus, when you use promo code Dan, you are guaranteed to get at least a $100 Amazon gift card your first trip. That's code Dan to get a $100 gift card free. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip. See what your next trip is worth today. Upside.com. That's Upside.com. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details.
America, it's time for some straight talk. You love your phone. Look at you. You hardly put it down. But you don't love that expensive wireless plan, do you? So what if I told you can keep that phone, network, and number 2 for a lot less? Well, this is me telling you. It's time to switch to Straight Talk, guys. Bring your own phone and get unlimited plans starting at just $45 a month on America's largest, most dependable 4G LTE networks. Straight Talk Wireless. Only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
Don Le Batard. Texter writes in, does Rob Ryan chew his food? No. He swallows pizza whole. He eats pizza like a pelican. Stugotz. The way that Rob Ryan eats pizza is he goes down and he grabs the crust with his mouth and then he flips it up in the air to himself and then swallows the piece of pizza whole without any chewing and just sort of wiggles his head and neck around so that it slides down the eating pipe.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Pick from a range of coverage options with the Name Your Price tool to find a price that works for you. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Tune in for Game 5 tonight as Curry and the Warriors host LeBron and the Cavs. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on most ESPN radio stations. And now your SportsCenter update. Evander Holyfield, boxing's only 4-time world heavyweight champion, was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame over the weekend. The Los Angeles Chargers announced the team agreed to terms with edge rusher Melvin Ingram on a 4-year deal worth $66 million, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. And finally, according to research done by the Department of Health, Physics, and Diagnostic Sciences at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, humans planning to travel to Mars could face a disturbingly high cancer risk because they'd be exposed to harmful galactic cosmic rays since they wouldn't have the Earth's magnetosphere to protect them. Cosmic rays can cause DNA damage and mutation that would lead to cancer. For all the latest headlines and information, tune into SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
Not laughing at cancer. I'm laughing at Israel Gutierrez with a tongue twister of an update there. That's all I'm laughing at. It's
fun.
And better you than me.
Challenging.
Yes. But they put the big words on there to challenge me. They shouldn't do it to you. They do it so they can make fun of me.
I find that when I'm in the condition that I'm in right now, it doesn't matter what the words are.
Right.
They could be the simplest of words. Just piecing them together properly is the challenge. I have to really focus.
Marty Smith, it's a Marty Party right now. He's at the White House. He's with Clemson. He's with the Clemson football team. Marty, we were just having a conversation off air. Me, Guillermo, Fat Chris. We have nominated you as the guest most likely to visit the White House and to break a window or break something very valuable in the White House. Have you done that yet?
Can you see what I'm holding?
No.
Check it out. We're on the press. Well, I'm holding a football. Okay. My football. The football I'm always carry around like my binky all over the world.
Yeah.
Now, we have not broken anything yet, but it is early. We've only been here 4 hours or so. So that could absolutely happen. We're going to throw the football around a little bit. We're going to have some fun. So prepare yourself. And, you were talking about Izzy having some issues with that reader he just did.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. You know I'm a huge fan. I watch the Le Batard Show, listen to the Le Batard Show every single day that I'm at home in Charlotte. Some of the reads they make you do, dude, they're like 3 minutes long. Yep. It's like three and a half minutes of you talking about like some hotel discount or something. I hope they pay you right for that.
I mean, you know who you're talking to. Yeah, of course they pay him.
They do, Marty. They do. And I hope they pay you right for being the guy who stands in front of the White House with a football, man.
Well, I do all right, you know. Hey, it's look, I grew up on a farm. There's a lot harder jobs than this, bro.
Right.
By the way, I feel like it should be noted, Stu, POTUS is up in there. Right behind me. White House, man. It's the White House. Y'all know, hey, so I know Izzy's a hoops guy. I know y'all remember Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
Yep.
Well, old White Chocolate's a buddy of mine. He's a West Virginia boy. He's a buddy of mine. He texted me this morning about 8:50, and he said, son, I can't believe they let you that close to the White House. How come you didn't get apprehended? I can't believe the Secret Service let you through that gate, bro.
Marty, we also have you as a guy who will walk into the Oval Office. President is sitting behind the desk at his chair, and you will underhand spin a ball to him and tell him to think quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You would do that, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would be an underhand. I mean, we get it. We do the real deal around here, Stu.
Right.
Now, I will tell you a funny story. Actually, on that note, Corey, go.
Oh, God. What's he
Dime.
doing?
That was a dime. I just threw it to my boy, Corey.
Corey
So,
who?
here's the thing.
Corey who? No.
Corey's my audio.
Okay.
Corey's my audio guy, and Corey was a college athlete. He got drafted into pro baseball, and he has a tremendous arm, and he's one of the degenerates that they send out on the road with me, and we throw footballs around at places like the White House, Stu.
Okay.
So let me tell you a quick story.
Please.
So over here to my right, for those of you watching TV, over here to my right is the Secret Service security gate through which we entered the White House grounds. We're at something called Pebble Beach right now. It's all of these green kiosks, little cabanas, where all the network reporters do their work. So I'm standing in the ABC News kiosk thing. Well, right down here to my left, I thought we were supposed to go into this building, right to my left, to get to the press tent, to get to the press conference room where Sean Spicer will do the Sean Spicer after a while. And this kind gentleman with a whole bunch of ammo and whatnot and weaponry affixed to him said, no, man, that's the Oval Office. I went, oh, I'm not going to walk in there right now. There's 2 Marines guarding the doors. I'm going to stay away from that.
Right. Not now.
I'll wait
Not
a little
now,
bit.
but in a little bit, I'll walk in there. Are you going to meet the president today? Is that the deal, Marty? Are you going to meet him today?
I don't know if I'm going to meet him. I don't know how close in proximity we'll get to President Trump, but I know that he will at 3 o'clock. He'll meet Dabo and the boys from Clemson, and I just put a picture on social media of the jersey that Dabo will present the president. It is a white Clemson football jersey with the numeral 1 on it. It's jersey number 1, has Trump on the back, and they also tell me they're going to give an orange jersey to the president's son, Barron. So we'll see all of that go down. Look, man, it's Dabo Swinney at the White House.
Right.
It's going to be a circus. You know, I mean, that guy's wide open all the time. Bring your own guts to Washington, Stu.
Listen, I prefer to view it as it's Marty Smith at the White House, to be honest with you, not Dabo Swinney. I think more people are excited to see you than to see Dabo Swinney. How about that?
One hell of a spectacle, sir. The Marty Party goes to Washington.
Have you been able to walk through the White House? There's a bowling alley in there, Marty. Are you aware of it? I need you to get to the bowling alley. Can you get there?
I don't have that kind of clearance. Look, man, I have some part-time press pass they gave me that I'm going to have temporary appointment press. I'm going to have to give that back in like an hour.
Right.
I don't have any clearance. I can't go anywhere. I can go into the press room. I just saw the door that Gronk busted through and interrupted Sean Spicer when the Patriots were here a little while ago.
Right.
But that's about as far as I've gotten.
I feel like
Sorry,
you could give
man. I know that's not too sexy.
I feel like you could give the president some hair tips, though. Because, I mean, you've got good hair, like great hair.
Who has better hair?
I think he needs some work.
Him or me?
Oh, you. By a lot.
Let me tell you guys something. It's 100 degrees here already.
I was just up there
They're
right
actually
now.
considering moving. They're considering moving the president's meeting with the Tigers to another location because it's so hot here. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's already 100. I can't. If y'all are watching TV and I'm just pouring sweat, sorry. It's just the way it's going to be.
Marty, how does this work? Because you have developed a very good relationship with Nick Saban. Dare I say you are friends with Nick Saban? Does he get jealous when you're hanging out with Dabo Swinney at the White House?
No, he does not get jealous. He understands the deal.
Right.
Nick knows the deal. If Nick wants to win the national championship and come to the White House, and I'll come with him. It's just like when we went to Rome with Michigan. My phone went bananas with all these guys all over college football going, man, what are you doing? That's free recruiting. Well, you take your team to, for example, Cape Town, South Africa, arbitrarily. Take your team to Cape Town. I'll go with you. No problem. Don't care who it is. Don't care if it's Ohio State, USC, any Clemson. I'll go. We'll go. We'll pack a bag. Let's rock.
Marty, who's the guy, who's the degenerate that you brought with you, your camera guy? What's his name again?
I got all kind of degenerates with me.
I
got
want
my
you,
producer, Jonathan Wiley.
Right. I want someone to
He's
go out.
the captain degenerate.
Yeah, but I want someone, rather than do like a 10-yard like in route, I want someone to go deep because there's a lawn behind you and there's a couple of trees, and I want to see Marty fling the pill.
Corey.
Yeah, I want someone. Marty, I want him to go deep. Like deep on the White House lawn. I want him going deep. Like 40 yards out. Like make those trees behind you. That's the end zone. That's where I want him to go. All right?
Help me out with this jacket. Okay, here's my jacket. I got my jacket off. Okay.
Tell him to ignore the snipers on the top of the building and all the people with machine guns there. And just tell him to go deep.
This is Corey.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
This is Corey. Corey is the best audio man in television.
All right.
That's debatable.
He's about to run a post at that tree right there.
Nice. A skinny post.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Skinny post. Marty's taking the jacket off. Marty's taking the jacket off. Marty Party at the White House. He is taking his jacket off, and someone is going out for a pass.
Ready?
Yeah,
Say,
let's go.
hit.
It's amazing.
Dimes. We're dropping dimes around here.
We have no idea what happened because
This
we were watching on tape delay. So in about 5 seconds, we will see apparently a perfect pass on our television screens. Sounded good though, Marty.
It was perfect.
Sounded really
Here's
good.
Another one.
All right, hold on. Here
Here's
he goes. Here he goes. Hold on. I'm watching your last one live because we're on delay here, and this is glorious because it's sloppy, and I love it. All right, this guy's going deep. Hold on.
Lost his mic.
We are sweaty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, wow, he's on the lawn.
what
He's
a
on the
lazy
lawn.
cut.
Oh, wow, Marty, little behind him on that first pass. Got to be honest, a little behind him.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Man, my shirt's tucked in so tight, I can't hardly throw.
You're not even sweating, man. How hot is it? Like you said, it's super hot. You're not even
yes,
sweating.
I am, brother. Trust me.
You're doing a good job of hiding it.
Hey, so hold on now. So word on the street is that Dan is at the Baltic Sea.
Yes, yeah. He's vacationing somewhere along the coast of the Baltic Sea, yes.
What does one do at the Baltic Sea?
I have no idea.
Son?
I don't know.
That's a very exotic choice.
It is a very exotic choice. I don't know. I don't even know where the Baltic Sea is. Do you, Marty?
Nor I could not know. I would have absolutely no chance to locate the Baltic Sea on a map.
I think that's the idea. Get somewhere that Stugotz.
He's a lot more intelligent than we are.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But Marty, he's arrived at a place where I cannot bother him. That's Dan's vacation strategy is to go to a place where his phone doesn't work, so I can't bother him.
That's the dream. That's why I go to the mountains in Virginia where I grew up, because there's no cell service. They have not found Sprint or AT&T yet, and so I go there and you cannot find me.
All right.
It's heaven on earth.
Marty, can I convince
Good
you?
old Dan. Proud of you, man.
I don't know how we're going to do this, but can I convince you? Can someone else throw the ball to you? Like, can you go out for a pass on the lawn? I'd like to see you go out for a pass and have one of your guys on your staff throw you the ball. Is that possible?
No, I think we just got. Did we just get yelled at?
Oh, you did? Did you really? Did you really?
So okay, somebody said for doing that we could get shot. So we're not going to do that.
I think it's worth the risk, to be honest with you.
This show kills enough people.
Not me, bro.
All right, Marty.
Not me. I've gone out for passes in a lot of locations, but not that. I'm not trying to take fire. Thank you,
Marty. You are the absolute best. We love you, and enjoy the White House
Tell
today.
Jay
Have a
Will
great
I said
time.
hi.
Yeah, and tell Jay Will we said hello.
Thanks, boys.
All right, man. That guy's got the best job in America.
Oh,
I mean, he really does.
That's better.
He almost got a sound guy
somebody.
shot.
I mean, listen, I don't care. People can say that's bad. I don't care. It's clunky. It always is when he's on because he's on TV and there's a delay and we can't keep up with it, and it's in the spirit of our show. It's sloppy, and I love him.
That was fantastic.
It was fantastic. I mean, the guy just did play-by-play. He was throwing passes with his staff on the White House lawn and was threatened by Secret Service that if he does it again, they will potentially shoot him. Sorry. It's good radio. Good TV.
Hey, buddy. The wait is over.
We've got Joe Harper in here. He's a polygraph specialist.
He's very intimidating. He's a nice man, but physically he's very intimidating, and he has a bullet in his neck.
The man, the myth, the legend, Joe Harper, makes his return June 21st for the second installment of Stugotz.
Are your apologies to Dan sincere after you make fun of his fat face?
Yes.
That'd be a no.
Oh, man.
He said Stugotz is the worst liar since O.J. Simpson.
If the Heat and the Knicks played in the Eastern Conference Finals, would you root for the Heat? Or nerd?
Yes.
Liar. Let's go Knicks.
Stugotz, Joe Harper, collision course.
Were you really the big man on campus in college, as you have claimed?
Yes.
Oh, I think that's the truth.
No, it's not.
June 21st. You won't want to miss this, buddy. Dan Le Batard.
I listened to Dan's show while I was in Florida last week, I listened every day, came in the afternoon. He's got a good show.
Stugotz.
It's got a very good show. Oh, it's impeccably produced. Oh, goodness. That is like a training show for kids on how to produce radio.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Got Game 5 tonight, NBA Finals. Didn't think we would have a Game 5. We discussed earlier, Israel Gutierrez in for Le Batard. Le Batard back on Thursday. Thanks to Marty Smith for joining us earlier. Hoping to have Brian Windhorst on the show. We will play our last interview with Adam West, which was done about 6 weeks ago on the show. We'll play that back for you at 12:30. Our thoughts and prayers are with the West family, as he was very kind and generous to this show with his time, with his wit, with his sense of humor. He was fantastic, and never met him. Never met Alan Thicke, and I grew to love Alan Thicke, and I grew to love Adam West. We had him on several times over the years, and really got the show, and was a lot of fun with us. But I said earlier that the Game 4 result, I walked away not like, oh, wow, great, we got a Game 5, we got another game. I actually walked away from that game feeling angry, disappointed, let down, because we were so close to having the dream finals that we wanted. 2-2, headed back to Golden State, tons of tension, big game. If the Cavs win it, you feel like the series is over. That's the feeling I had after Game 1. I did find it interesting, after Game 4, excuse me, where I'm saying to myself, man, you're up 6, 3 minutes to go in Game 3. We are so close. We were so close to having the finals that everyone anticipated we were going to have when these two teams got together for the third consecutive year. I did find it interesting over the weekend that Richard Jefferson, this is pretty interesting sound for a number of different reasons, where Richard Jefferson is, Roy, you have this sound ready to go? Richard Jefferson talking about how the pressure is now on Golden State.
Damn right it is. It's not on us. It's not on the pressure. Where's the pressure on us? They had a 73-win team, and they added a former MVP. We added Kyle Korver and Darren Williams. They added an MVP to a 73-win team after being up 3-1, and then KD was up 3-1. The pressure is all on them. We believe that we are the defending champs. We believe that we have enough here to win a championship, and we haven't played great thus far. But there's no pressure on us. There never has. There's never been that. It's been about them proving that last year was a fluke. KD validating the move here, which it's been validated. But no, we feel very comfortable.
Couple things. One. When you say walked away from that game, you mean put down your phone after looking at the box score?
Yep. Izzy and I did. Israel watched the game. I have not watched sports since Friday.
Yeah. So that was your assessment. I was waiting for you to break down the game based on the box score. That would have been fun.
I could easily do that.
I'm sure you can.
I've done it before.
Secondly, I love that Richard Jefferson's become that guy. He probably should have retired 2 years ago. This is definitely all house money for him.
Right.
And so he doesn't care what he says or what he Snapchats or what he, admits to people. And that right there is exactly what you would want, like a fan, like that's what the fans believe.
Sure.
And that's exactly what you would want to hear your team, somebody from your team say. Like, no, put it all on them. Like, they're the ones who have to win this.
Well, I disagree with them. I don't think the pressure's on Golden State yet because they got a home game here. If they lose tonight, then obviously the pressure is squarely on Kevin Durant because you're going back to Cleveland. Cleveland wins that game, and all of a sudden you're right back where you were last year, one-game scenario on your home court with all the expectations and everyone picking Golden State to win this series, and everyone would pick Golden State to win that game if it got to a 7th game, which I don't believe it will because I think it ends tonight. The other thing I took away from that sound is how is that supposed to make Kyle Korver and Darren Williams feel?
Well, hang on a second. You don't think 3-1, just the fact that it's 3-1, again, brings up some ghosts?
No.
Because they have Kevin Durant, and they also happen to have Draymond Green not on the verge of suspension. Is that
right. why? You're at home. You're at a place where game 1 and game 2 were not even close. I think Golden State's the better team. I don't think the Cavaliers are going to play like that again because they were playing out of their minds, and that's an important factor in this. They're not going to shoot 53% from the three-point line, making ridiculous shots. None of that stuff, I don't think, is going to happen tonight.
Unless it does.
But it could, and Golden State could still win. Mm-hmm. So I don't think Golden State really feels that pressure that Jefferson is talking about unless they lose tonight's game. If they lose tonight's game, then I completely agree. They'll start feeling some of that. They'll start thinking about some of that. Are we really going to blow this lead? But I think they feel pretty confident headed into tonight.
I would make them. I would believe that they are pretty confident because they still have a healthy Steph and Durant, and they haven't even come close at home. Come close to losing at home in this series. But yeah, I think the ghosts might still be there a little bit. And if Cleveland has one of those hot shooting starts, right, really aggressive play, they'll probably stick there. But yeah, no, Darren Williams and was it Kyle Korver?
Yeah, was that a shot
Big
at them?
Shot.
Like, how should they experience that? Roy, would you experience that? Was that a shot at Darren Williams and Kyle Korver?
Oh, yeah, I would be offended. Offended.
They should be offended, right? I mean, they got Kevin Durant, and what did we do? We went out and got Kyle Korver and Darren Williams.
Like they're nothing.
It's absolutely a shot at those guys. Mm-hmm. An unintentional shot at those guys, but a shot nonetheless. You think they're mad with Richard Jefferson?
No. I think Kyle Korver's realistic. I think Darren Williams might be a little mad. He might be a little mad.
Yes, I agree with you.
Don Le Batard.
Listen, when the shows are good, I give myself all the credit, just so you know what I do in my own head here. And when they're bad, I blame you.
But I want you to know that how many times today I have felt like I have sent a conversation your way only to see it crash into the gutter.
Stugotz.
Like the number of times that's happened today, it's like a record. I believe we have set a record for number of conversations that have died on your lap. That's what I felt probably a dozen times today.
And I felt uninteresting questions and topics come my way about a dozen times today.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
We'll get the funniest thing for the sports weekend here in just a second. Thanks to Marty Smith for joining us earlier. Thanks to Israel Gutierrez for sitting in for Le Batard, who's on vacation. Dominique Foxworth, Greg Cody will sit in with me tomorrow.
I feel like you owe me an apology, by the way.
Why?
I think it's universally believed that I have nothing near pink eye. And you announced to the nation that I was spreading contagions.
Well, all I said was you walked in today and you said there might be a Bob Costas situation.
Yeah.
I might have pink eye.
Nope. You said that. I said there might be a Bob Costas situation. My eye doesn't look right. I don't think it was. I never said pink eye.
In fact, Chris, when someone says there might be a Bob Costas situation, do you automatically go to pink eye?
That definitely implies pink eye might be in play.
Yep.
But we all looked, and it really doesn't look like he has it.
Okay, Guillermo, did you get the same feeling?
There's all kinds of Bob Costas situations. Like people could be tossing him beers that he's chugging. He could be riding around on horsemen.
Could have gotten shorter.
That's a good point. I did not think of the. Did not think there were multiple Bob Costas situations. Right, you're right. But I'm starting to feel pink eye.
Oh, that's on you, buddy.
I'm starting to feel it. The eye's getting crusty, and it's closing a little bit, and I'm starting to feel it. I think I have pink eye. And all I said to Israel was, if you think there's even a remote chance that you have pink eye, you need to call the guys in advance and tell them I might have pink eye, and then maybe they tell you to stay home. Because no one wants to get pink eye.
Well, fortunately, I made the right call because I don't have it.
Okay.
But maybe you do.
I don't. But I feel like I'm starting to get it. It's the crust. That's the first thing you feel. It's the crust in the corner of the eye, and that's what I'm starting to feel on my eyelid. Very quick question for all you guys. If you are faced with this scenario, we'll get the funniest thing for the sports weekend in just a second here. If you are faced with this scenario, because a friend of mine was faced with this scenario over the weekend. We're at this lacrosse tournament. It's in Maryland. It's on a field. It's in the middle of nowhere. All they have was porta potties. And he said, I got to go to the bathroom. I said, 1 or 2. He said 2. I said, porta potties right over there. He said, not doing it. I said, what do you mean you're not doing it? He said, I'm not doing it. I said, what are you going to do? And he had to go bad. He said, I'm going to drive back to the hotel. Hotel is 15 minutes away from the field. 15 to 20 minutes away from the field. I understand. Porta potties. Disgusting. I get it. But when you got to go, you got to go. And what I am asking you, Fat Chris, is if you are faced with that dilemma, a porta potty, which is hell on earth, or driving 15 minutes back to a hotel, 30 minutes round trip to do what you got to do. What are you doing there?
I'm pinching it.
Wow. What does that mean?
That wasn't an option.
What does that mean?
I'm holding it.
That means
you're going back to the hotel?
Yes.
30-minute round trip. Might miss some of your kids' game.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that part. I was just thinking about waiting. I'd rather wait 30 minutes than use something disgusting.
Okay.
But if I'm going to... Oh, that's a tough one.
It is. That's why I asked it. Put it on the poll, please. Porta potty or 30-minute round trip? Guillermo, what are you doing there?
How much time do they have before the game starts?
He was going to miss a portion of the game if he did this. And he did do it, by the way.
So it's 30 minutes plus the time you're in the bathroom.
Yep.
So like 45 to an hour.
Yeah.
I'm going back. I'm not using a porta potty.
Okay, Roy?
It depends on the situation. You said it was his kid's game. If it was a music festival, no.
Okay.
But
kids' game, you gotta go porta potty, right?
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
How many games a year are there?
I mean, this is the third tournament. It was the last tournament of 3 tournaments we played this spring.
Is this an elimination game?
No.
No, you can go to the hotel.
Okay, it's fair. Mike Ryan, what are you doing in that spot? Porta potty or 30-minute round trip with 15 minutes? It's going to take about an hour to get it all done.
Porta potty.
Yep, I'm with Mike. I got to be the porta potty. Izzy, what are you doing there?
Listen, I don't care what the game situation is. I don't care how much of it I'm going to miss. Hotel ride every time. If you can find somewhere clean that's closer, that's an option.
All right.
But run to the hotel every time.
I did offer that as a solution, as an option. I said, if you drive right down this road, it's about 5 minutes away. There's some fast food joints. And he just said, no, it's hotel or nothing for me.
Buy a bottle of water at the Starbucks. You get your own little private bathroom.
Does his daughter play?
Yeah.
What? What does that mean?
I mean, some games she plays, some games she plays more, some games she plays less. I mean, yeah.
Did she play that game?
Yes.
You should have coordinated with him and been like, I'm not going to play your daughter until you come back from the bathroom.
Should have thought of that. It's a good point.
If you go porta potty, though, you hover, right?
Oh, yeah, I hover. I don't even hover, man. I stand.
Where?
I just stand and I pray that it makes it in. Let's get the funniest thing for the sports weekend.
Hey, people, tell us what in the sport made you laugh hardest this weekend. It is a segment we call What Made You Laugh This Weekend. Ha, ha, ha!
Funniest thing for the sports weekend is brought to you by the free 18 Birdies app. Make your phone the best club in your bag. Pats and info, funniest thing for the sports weekend.
Dwayne Wade was sitting courtside for Game 4. He had a jumpsuit on. He looked like he was going to, produce an R&B album from the 90s.
It was funny. He was mocked universally, right, on Twitter. He didn't care, by the way.
He also had some tips going in his hair. He got his hair colored.
Looks red.
Highlights.
I like those, though. I thought he looked good.
Yeah, he didn't look bad. It was just an odd look.
Yeah, I thought he looked good. Guillermo, what do you got?
Steve Kerr was yelling at a referee, and the referee quickly turned around, and Steve Kerr flinched.
That'd be funny. I wish I witnessed it live. I didn't watch the game, though. I haven't watched sports since Friday. Steve Kerr is always yelling at the referees. Here's a rule for everyone on the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green's mom, everyone on the team, everyone related to someone on the team, everyone involved in the organization. Stop complaining about everything. Kerr, leave the refs alone. Mrs. Green, there's no conspiracy. The league isn't fixed. The refs weren't trying to force a fifth game. The Cavaliers were hitting ridiculous shots. Everyone on the Warriors, stop complaining. You have Kevin Durant. No one else does. Leave us alone. Roy, what do you got?
An Instagram model tweeted out Antonio Brown's phone number, asking followers to tell him to shoot him a text and return my belongings.
That's pretty good. I feel like there's a fine in there somewhere because it was not your best effort at the mic.
It was not, but there's no fines this week, remember?
That's right. It's a fine-free week until Dan gets back. On Thursday, the fines resume. Mike Ryan up in Bristol, Connecticut. What do you got?
My funniest thing from the sports weekend was, I'm not sure how familiar people are with the Nashville Predators goal celebration or just victory celebration of throwing dead catfish onto the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as Pittsburgh Penguins fans celebrated their Stanley Cup victory in the streets last night, many of their fans were videoed eating raw catfish as a celebration.
By the way, it's a bad job by Predator fans. You don't sit around and watch the other team hoist the Stanley Cup on your home ice. Don't do it. I mean, get out of there. Who wants to watch that? And you stay around because you want to see the Stanley Cup? Who cares? It's a trophy. Seriously, it's a trophy. You agree, Israel? You don't sit around and watch the other team hoist the cup on your ice, celebrating your ice. You go home.
I think you watch a little bit of sports history. I think that's okay.
All right, what do you got? Funniest thing from the sports weekend?
So Matt Barnes. Yeah, so I saw him at the end of the game in Game 4, which, again, you didn't see. This dude played 3 minutes. He stood up. He's wearing ice packs on both knees. Like, large ice packs, got him from the gas station ice packs on both of his knees for 3 minutes of game time.
He needed those because when he flipped over Derek Fisher's car, he needed to have the knee pad, the braces on. He hurt his knee. He had to get down on the ground, he had to lift that car up, and then he had to flip it over. That's why he has those. I'm going to go with Tim McGraw. Mike, you see this? Tim McGraw last night, speaking of the Predators?
I did not, because I was mainly watching the soccer game.
Right. They had all the country stars out last night, and Nashville did a great job. They really did. But McGraw was wearing an oversized turtleneck under a jersey to a hockey game in Nashville in June.
I was watching an interview with Luke Bryan, country music megastar, and he was wearing what looked like a brand new hat, but it had all these sweat stains on it already. I don't know if he has a guy just run it through the ground to make it look more country or whatnot. I was just surprised that his hat was so filthy because it looked brand new. Come on, Luke Bryan hasn't been going to Nashville Predators games.
Roy, isn't it a sweater?
Yeah, it is a sweater.
Not a jersey.
Yeah, it is a sweater. You're right. All right, coming up next, we have weekend observations coming up later. We have our last interview with Adam West coming up at 12:30 Eastern. But coming up next, a strange thing happened to me on the way to work. I'll tell you about it next.
Don Batard. You're a record-setting liar. Stugotz. We need to get Guinness up here to measure who's he's not the best liar. He's the worst liar. But in terms of volume of lies, he's kind of Hank Aaron.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Izzy lost his liners here because he's hungover and went to a wedding last night.
I feel great right now.
He's in worse shape than I am today. I mean, you have two guys hosting a show on ESPN Radio, ESPNU, and in 10 minutes on ESPN2 who haven't watched sports since Friday.
I'm going to go out again and argue I didn't lose it. You have mine. You never gave it back when I gave you the straight talk liner.
All right, I got you covered. Time to check out the next generation with the Home Depot. The Colorado Rockies, who are in first place in the NL West, have the youngest pitching staff in Major League Baseball at 27 years of age. They are 9th in team ERA, surrendered the 9th fewest runs, and are in the middle of the pack in strikeouts. Their team defense has also been outstanding. They lead the league in double plays and assists and have committed the 3rd fewest errors. Their fielding percentage is 2nd in the league at .990. The next generation is brought to you by Home Depot, the next generation of home improvement with everything you need to do projects smarter. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Good job.
Thank you. I've done them a time or two. Israel Gutierrez in for Le Batard today. Mike Ryan up in Bristol. We have weekend observations coming your way in about 15 minutes. We have an Adam West montage that the guys have put together from all his appearances on the show, and then we will play back his last appearance on the show, which was about 5 or 6 weeks ago. We'll play that back for you. It was great. He was fantastic. We'll play that back for you at 12:30. I'll get to my my story about an interesting thing that happened on the way to work right before we do weekend observations. But Israel, we were talking during the break. Draymond Green's mom sent out a bunch of tweets during Game 4. One of the tweets, she insinuated that she felt like the fix was in, which we've heard before with the NBA. Referees forcing a Game 5, Golden State's home court. She's not alone on that. I don't know about this particular game. It's odd for her to do that when Golden State on that night went to the foul line 36 times, and the Cavaliers in Game 4 at home went to the foul line 31 times. The Cavs just hit ridiculous shots, but she tweeted it out, and it caused a storm, and a lot of people agree with her. I don't know as it relates to that game, but just in general, they feel like at some level the NBA at times is rigged. You've heard it for years. You have followed the NBA for years. You follow the NBA right now for ESPN. You do sideline reporting. You've heard that a ton, and I'm wondering, do you have a theory as to why people feel that way about the NBA? Because you hear it more about the NBA than you do of any of the other 4 major sports.
And I think it just feels like the easiest of the sports to manipulate, either as an official or even as a player. Things don't, I have a hard time believing a pitcher can be obviously tanking, if you will, on the mound. I have a hard time. I mean, batters can swing and miss pretty easily, but it just feels like it can be manipulated more easily. And frankly, it's just people keep repeating it. And we had the Tim Donaghy situation didn't help because it just confirms a lot of things. Right. And you even going back to the frozen envelope theory in the draft lottery when the Knicks got the Patrick Ewing draft. It's just always been there. And so people just kind of reinforced and reinforced. The funny part to me is people claim conspiracy theories when referees are doing a horrible job. And it's just like, well, in their opinions. But don't you think they'd be a little slicker with it? If it's not like, we screwed up royally and then, it's the fix is in. No, it was a big mess up is what it was. And it's, we had a referee that had to apologize for making a mistake in technical foul announcements in this game. And if you're going to try to rig something as large as the NBA Finals, you might not want to be obvious about it.
Right. By the way, did that work out in Draymond Green's favor?
It did.
Right, because he would have been ejected, and the referee corrected a mistake, and therefore, because he corrected it, he was not ejected. So
thankfully, Odell Beckham Jr. was there to keep Draymond's calm.
He was trying to calm him down, which is pretty funny. Is there a worse person in sports to try to calm down Draymond Green than Odell Beckham Jr.? I don't think there is. Right,
Russell Westbrook.
Maybe, yes, but you hear that about the NBA all the time, and people just make and it's a logical leap. I understand it where. Okay, the television partner, in this case it's us, benefits from a 5th game. Their advertisers get a 5th game. The Warriors benefit from a 5th game. Although we discussed this last week, the Warriors would have preferred to go 16-0 than have a Game 5 on their home court, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I don't think that Game 3 would have been that close if this was, well, actually, that's a different story. I don't believe the whole idea of, just making a team more money is going to be a good enough reason to have that. That's conspiracy theory. It's just people just want to hear it. They want to say it over and over again.
Trex composite decking is rot and splinter resistant. Wood is not. Trex is insect proof. Wood is not. Trex eliminates time-consuming maintenance. Wood does not. Trex comes with a 25-year fade and stain warranty. Wood does not. So here's the question. Why would you ever choose to build with wood? Make sure your next deck is built with Trex.
And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
Let's talk about power. To illustrate this, allow me to tell you a story about how I moved a tow truck 25 miles using only my index finger. I was stranded with a flat tire. I opened the Geico app. Then, with a few taps of my finger, I beckoned emergency roadside assistance and a tow truck to my car. I invite you all to unleash the full potential of your fingertips with the Geico app. Thank you.